I'm stunned how many people don't think they can retire. It's amazing. Let me turn this light on. Get some light on this beautiful mug of mine. This little light of mine. Oh boy. How come every time I get ready to do a video? All right, we'll pause it real quick. So I just got off the phone with a couple folks out in the West Coast. Let's just put it that way. Not California, even though I do get a lot of clients from California. And they got hurt hard during the 2007, 8, and 9 debacle. That I'm surprised how many people forget how bad that was. It's just a tough time, man. A tough time. It's like our Great Depression. And it's amazing to me how many people forget how it's tough, man. Anyway, so they were able to dig their way out of it. And my man took a job in a rural area where there wasn't anyone else to do that. So he stepped up. He said, look, man, I'm going to retire in a couple of years. I gotta put some bank because we don't really have much. They sold their house and they moved to this place in a rural part of the country, still out on the West Coast. And his company gave him a pretty significant bonus to incentivize him to move because his job is in demand. He's not a history professor. He knows what to do. He can use his hands to do stuff. I tell you, of all the things back in my history, I wish I've learned a little bit different. I mean, look, it all works out, but that's the one thing that if you can know how to do stuff, you're going to always be in demand. And this guy is. So now he's just freaking stacking fat stacks of cash, dude. He's just like, that's fantastic. But he only has $100,000 in his 401k. That's it. $100,000 in his 401k. And but they sold their house. They got $250,000 in cash, literally just sitting in cash. And that's all they got. No, they have their own house. They're paying rent. They're not living large, and I'm sitting there thinking, man, it's gonna be interesting to see how this shakes out. Well, then but they have no debt. No, they don't drive fancy schmancy good time rock and roll cars. And I'm just crunching this before we got on the phone. I'm like, is that all they got? Thinking this is it. $250 in cash and $100,000 in a 401k, and they want to relocate someplace in a warmer climate, and they want to buy, a $300,000 house or something like that. And my first impression is, this could be tough. Well, he gets, $3,500 a month Social Security at his full retirement age. She'll get half that. Huh. So at the full retirement age, they're going to have about $5,200 a month in Social Security. All right. So then they're going to put, let's just say they buy a $300,000 house. They'll put $150,000 down. They'll take another, whatever it is, for reverse mortgage, so they can purchase reverse mortgage. No debt. Well, but they owe debt. Well, they don't own debt. As long as they live in that house for the rest of their life, if they fully intend, they're like, dude, we've already done all we can for our kids. If we leave them money, that's great. So they got no mortgage. They got they still want to see their kids on occasion, so we have a little bit of a slush fund for a travel budget. $5,200 a month in Social Security. And right there, I'm like, man, you guys are looking good. So we start talking about healthcare, and I could see her face when I said it's going to be about $1,100 a month between you for Medicare. You could see it. She's like, she thought that was going to be the kiss of death. I could see it. And little did she know that I was already budgeted into what I was running the numbers. And I said, well, hold on a sec. So I said, so let me ask you. You call her Jane. I said, Jane, if you had worst case scenario, you have no debt, your cars are pretty new, 2016, 2019. Your husband knows how to maintain all these things. He's a handy guy. And you're going to live in a part of the country where that you don't need a whole lot of heating. You need some AC, but you don't really need that. I mean, fans, you know what I'm saying? Or you could have window units. But anyway, sniff that. I said, so let's just say worst case scenario, you had $5,200 a month. Would that get you by? And of course it would, because they only spent $3,500 a month as it is. Then you factor another $1,000 a month for Medicare. They're spending less than their Social Security. Yeah, but you could see in her eyes, you're like, ooh, now we got a slush fund out there, about $10,000 a year for travel for the next 10 years or so. And that could be, he likes to build things, so maybe a wood shop or something like that. So for the slush fund, we'll just add another $1,000 a month. So between Social Security, between healthcare, $1,000 a month, slush fund $1,000 a month, and $3,500 a month of just day-to-day spending, that's $5,500 a month. Well, Social Security's covering $5,200 of that, man. Jeez, and it's all tax-free. Yeah. They still got $100,000 in his 401k, and he still got whatever the about another $100,000 or so in cash. But the thing is interesting that he's going to stack this cash for the next 2 years because they literally don't spend very much. He's making bank because he was incentivized to work in this rural place, and just as like he's making surplus, just put it in cash, put it in cash, put it in cash. You get 3.5% cash. No reason not to do that, and they're happy as a clam. I mean, I'm sitting there. He's mid-60s. She's 1 year younger than him. So to live off their cash accounts for the 2 years before Social Security kicks in, I'm like, dude, you guys are fine. And then she goes, oh yeah, by the way, Bob has a pension. That's I mean, it wasn't much. It's like $1,100 a month or so. She goes, I didn't know where to put that in. I forgot to tell you she has a pension. I was like, well, how's Bells? Julie or Jane or whatever I called her, Carol or Karen or Dixie, what else we call? Charlotte is my wife, so you can't use that. Susan's my mom. Anyway, say, well, how's Bells? And they weren't worried. They're just like, what? But I remember when we were talking about healthcare, and I could see in her eyes, it said about that, $1,100 a month for Medicare. She's like, that's going to doom us. And because she's looking at it like Cobra is about same thing. What the hell was that? It's a big loud noise. Every time I come out here, I hear a big loud noise. Anyway, I'm telling you, once your debt is paid, just look at your bills sans debt. Sans is without for you non-bilingual speakers. I'm bilingual, I can speak French. So look at your expenses sans debt. Get rid of your mortgage, get rid of your car payments, your credit card payments, student loans, all that crap. How much you spend? I bet you don't spend nearly what you think you do. Because I literally don't know I just bought Porter Road, is it Porterhouse Road or something like that? They just have they have all this dry aged meat, the farm up in Tennessee. I spent like $300 on probably 20 pounds of probably more than that. I can't remember, but a boatload because they had some sales. And so that's my expense. I like to buy books and I like to buy food. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't know. I think I probably spent more. I think I got how much did I get? Hold on a second. Here's what I bought. I got some pound of fajita meat. I can't remember how much the brisket was, how big it was. You got 8 pounds of ground beef, 8 Denver steaks, which are freaking one step below ribeye, but they're just as good because they're the same cut. It's Denver steaks kick ass. 22% off. So I can't remember how big that brisket was. I got some smoked breakfast links. I spent $250. That's the kind of stuff I like to spend my money on. Hold on a sec. Dry aged beef, by the way. And so if you come down here to Porter Road and we went to the brisket, there's right here. How big is that brisket? There's a lot of fat in there, which is kind of concerning. But 8 to 10 pounds, so say 9 pounds of brisket. You'll want some fat. Don't get me wrong. That's a lot right there. So we'll cut some of that off. And then so I got all that 20% off. Right here, these things, good. And then the Denver steak. Oh, they run out of Denver steaks? Oh no. Which I already got them, so I'm okay with that. Beef belly. I'm making my own bacon, by the way, so take that, whoever told me about that. Where's the Denver steaks? They must have run out of Denver steaks. I got the last one. You guys didn't. Yeah, it's good to be me, but there's some filet. I'm not the biggest fan of filet. I just like ribeye. What the hell's a Denver steak? They must have run out. Oh, man. I rule. You drool. Love me some fajitas. They got a small Denver steak right there, but I don't want small. Anyway, so the point being is I spend my money on books. Every now and again I buy a t-shirt. I just bought a Telekinetic Yeti t-shirt, a baseball shirt, which I like that band. And I like to support things I like. I'll send some money to various guys I listen to. I get good entertainment out of, and education out of, and food. That's it, man. That's your old buddy in books. That's it. That's what I spend my money on. My wife has a little bit different taste. She spends her money on the kids. I mean, so once the kids are out of the house, dude, will we still be funneling money to them? I hope not. Heaven forbid. But it's just like you get rid of the debt. What else do you spend your money on? I just encourage you to look at that. Say, okay, and do I need to buy Porter Rotos? Actually, that wasn't bad. I mean, $263 for probably 20 pounds, probably 30 pounds of food. A beef, dry aged beef, grass fed from a real farm up in Tennessee. That's not bad, man. I mean, I'm going to eat the beef anyway. I go to Costco, but I don't know who the farmer is. You know what I'm saying? Do I really know Porter Road farmers? No, but I mean, I've ordered from before and I love it. Anyway, I'm surprised how many of you guys, I bet you'd be surprised if you took the time to say, huh, and then you took the time to look at Social Security. I bet you'd put two and two together and say, wait a second, I think I can do this fast, or I think I can do this, quit my crappy job sooner than I wanted, sooner than I thought. Something to think about. All right, don't forget to subscribe to Locals down in the Doobie Duke. We go live every Friday at 4 p.m. $5 a month on Locals. You can contribute. You can add stuff. I'm getting people signing up on there. So, folks, add stuff to Locals. You got stuff you want me to review, put it on Locals, man. My man James talked about a Morningstar article that I want to read. I think I know which one he's talking about, and I might not. I think I already read. I can't remember. Anyway, I get a lot of my good content for this off of what you send me. So don't be a scaredy cat. Meow meow. All right, see you guys.